Aristotle was born in Stagera, a small town in Greece in 384 BC. His father was a court physician
At the time, Aristotle enrolled in Plato's academy at age 17. He spent 2 decades at Plato's academy. After Plato died, he went to Lesbos where he researched marine biology. Aristotle then left for Pella at the command of King Philip. Aristotle then returned to Athens where he established a philosophical school of his own, the Lyceum. The following year, he went to Greece where he died of a stomach illness.
Aristotle talked about how to achieve
eudaimonia, or happiness, and how to be the best virtuous person you can be. The goal is to achieve happiness through a person's own free will. Aristotle talks about the step to achieve that goal and the different types of people in our world. For example, virtuous people are people who are naturally good and choose good. From Aristotle's view, he thinks the goal of humans is to be happy. The way to do that is to live through the virtues. There are some people that know how to do good and other people who are doing wrong but believe they are doing right. Aristotle believed that everyone had the same nature. Virtue is a perfection of a character that leads us to eudaimonia. Virtue is behavior showing high moral standards. We learn more of virtue mostly through habit and practice. Virtue impacts our human nature because if we do the opposite of the virtues, courage, justice, etc., we can start acting immoral or wicked. When we are virtuous, we know what to do, how to do it, and the perfect time to do it. Virtue makes us happy because in order to be happy, you have to be virtuous. Virtues are the perfection of a character that leads them to happiness or eudaimonia. Virtue makes us happy because it's good to be moral, and being moral means you're happy, which is every human's goal. We are also able to balance out the reasonableness of our actions and judgment towards others. Happiness is an important part of our nature because that is our purpose. Our purpose in life, according to Aristotle, as humans, is to be happy, and that can be achieved by being a virtuous person. A virtuous person knows what is right from wrong and chooses right. When we are happy, we build friendships with other virtuous people that lead us to a good life.
Vice is the act of immoral, wicked behavior such as vanity and lying. Vice is also the opposite of virtue. People who are vice sometimes believe they are doing right, but in fact are doing wrong. If a person commits too many vice acts, they will become a corrupt person, like Adolf Hitler. The vicious person doesn't know the difference between right and wrong. The vicious characters feel no remorse for what they do. This type of person is selfish and only cares about themselves. These people are fully corrupted and commit actions that they believe are right but are wrong. An example of this type of character is Joseph Stalin. Stalin killed millions and millions of innocent people while he ruled over the Soviet Union, and is often mentioned with other dictators such as Hitler. That's a conversation you probably don't want to be in. The continent person who has selfish or immoral desires but has some control over them. The continent person chooses good most of the time but not all the times, as they also have desires that they fall into at times. The continent person is not as good as the virtuous person, but better than the average person. An example of this type of person is Colin Powell. The incontinent person is a person who can differentiate between right and wrong. They can be taken over by their desires, and this issue prevents them from living up to their morals. The incontinent person's self-awareness of their actions distinguishes them from the vicious person. An example of this type of person is Lindsay Lohan. The virtuous person is a person who feels no conflict with their emotions and moral duty. They don't go through inner conflict much because they have been trained through habit to do good. A virtuous person at their core is good and always does good. Aristotle believed that the virtuous person was the greatest type of person anyone can be. An example of this type of person is Gandhi. We're walking to the store and a man has just been robbed in front of you. The right action would be to make sure you're safe first, call 911, and ask the man if he requires any medical attention. This action is ethical according to Aristotle because you're making sure you're safe and then looking out for the victim. This action is considered good because you aren't being oblivious to your situation. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit.